I promise you what I'm about to show you guys, nobody has ever shown you in the Forex industry. Welcome to the Trading Code. It's your boy Giovanni, and I'm back at it again with some more trading knowledge, showing you guys how I made $3,000 last week trading gold using my Neo EA. Now I know it's been a couple months since I showed you guys any updates on the Neo EA, showed you guys any results. Guys, to this day, over a year since I dropped Neo EA, it is still probably the best no knowledge, hands-free EA out there. Also, after having this EA for over a year, I learned so many tips and tricks and new strategies to use this EA. I mastered this EA, and I want to show you guys exactly how I use this EA to make over $3,000 last week on gold. And I also want to show you guys how you guys can use the Neo EA to take advantage of any pair that you want. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's get into how I made $3,000 this week using the Neo bot trading on gold. I came to a realization last week that, for most of my trading career, what are we taught, right? We're taught to look at the 4-hour, we're taught to look at the daily time frames, and all that is great, right? Because the higher time frame matters, right? But then I started to think, like, why don't I look at the weekly time frame, right? Now, if you don't know how my bot works, I'm going to show you how my bot works right now. Let's say I put the bot on a 30-minute time frame. What the bot will do is it will buy here, it will buy here, it will buy here. It will just keep buying until eventually the market goes back up and makes enough profit for you to close all the trades, right? So that's how the bot works. That's how a grid system works, right? The cons with grid systems is that when you are in the wrong direction, then that's when you can lose money. So let's just say the bot decided to take sells, right? And it keeps taking sells, and the market's not giving you an opportunity to come back down and close those sells. So that's where the con comes in for grid systems. So to solve this issue, you have to know the pair that you're trading. If you leave the bot to decide whether to buy or sell, it will do well until it doesn't. So the truth of the matter is, with the Neo EA, for the best results, yes, you can make 500% returns, do crazy things, but you need to know what pair you're using. I'm gonna make it easy for you guys. That direction doesn't necessarily need to be the 5-minute time frame, the 30-minute, the 1 hour, or the 4 hour, or even the daily. You can simply look at the weekly and make an observation of where the market's gonna go for the week. So if you look at the weekly on gold, you guys can see that it's mostly been trending up, right? So automatically, for the most part, I'm in buys for gold. Except for this week right here, you had to be careful. These last 2 weeks, you had to be careful, right? But this week, we all know gold shot up. And why did it shoot up? Because it was at a support area. So you guys can see, like, it's just the same knowledge just applied to the weekly time frame. It's simple support and resistance. So as you can see here, this used to be resistance. Price hit it 1, 2, 3 times on the weekly time frame. So that's a major area. It blew past that, right? And then eventually it came down to this same, what used to be resistance, now support. It made a big wick on the weekly, closed, and because that's support, you knew that there were going to be buyers. So all the things that you learn in the charts is way easier when you're looking at the higher time frames, of course. So I feel like when you're looking at the weekly time frame and you apply that knowledge, now you know what direction the market is going to go for that pair for the whole week. So that's all you got to focus on. Now these type of moves where we get this big pullback, a lot of people don't see it coming, but I can show you a way that you can prepare for it, because it might happen, because we see this candlestick right here, this candlestick pattern. See, all the basics that you learned from the beginning, just apply it to the weekly time frame. Let's see, what pattern did we get on a weekly time frame? We got an evening star. We got this right here. This is the evening star. It's obviously not as perfect as the picture, but it's the same thing, right? Bullish candles and then bearish engulfing to the downside. So potentially the next week you could have got a bearish move, because that's what an evening star usually represents, right? A bearish move incoming. So after we get that, right, like I said, we're at support. So at this point, I'm only buying, and especially after the first day of the week. If we go to the daily time frame, the first day of the week showed us exactly where we were going. Boom. After that day, I'm only buying. It was trending. I didn't sell the whole week. Why would I? Why would I sell the whole week when the weekly is bullish? The weekly is bullish, and not only is the weekly bullish, but the trend is still trending bullish on the weekly. So now I'll show you guys on the back test. This started November 18th. Let's go to our back testing system, November 18th until pretty much now. I have my daily profit settings on the NEO for 7.98%. So I know that if I do 7.98% a day, that's like 500% returns at the end of the month. Now I know that's a lot of money, but you can make 7.98% a day or more if you know the direction of the market, which we do because we looked at the weekly. So let's go ahead and back test, and you guys can see what type of profits that we're gonna get. TP hit, and I started this account with an $1,800 account so I can be realistic for you guys, to show you guys that, hey, once you know the direction of the market, you know, you can build any small account with the NEO EA. And you guys can see we're already making a lot of money. Now the thing that I know with gold is once gold has picked its direction, it is very difficult for gold to break structure. When it is trending, it is trending. Sometimes it might, you know, do a little lick grab. It might dive down a little bit and make it you scared out of the buys, but it's only going to retest. It's only going to hit that support area and bounce right back up. Once it breaks structure, then okay, we're no longer in buys. But as you guys can see here, look, we come down to the support and it looks like it might break structure, but it won't. Why? Because the weekly is bullish. So the daily is going to be bullish. Weekly is bullish and it's never going to break structure. And look at that trend. So now you guys can see we started the account with $1,800. Now we're at $2,246, and it's paused for the day because we hit 7.98% for the day. So you guys can see this week was just money. It was just money. So now I'm going to show you guys, you know, okay, cool. I made good money putting on a 30-minute time frame, but because I knew that gold was so bullish on the weekly, what did I decide to do? I decided to put the NEO on the 1-minute time frame. Now, before we thought that NEO was a bot for support and resistance, for when the market's going horizontally and not trending, right? No, you can use NEO for when it's trending. It is a beast for when it's trending, but you have to know where the market is going or have a great idea of where the market is going. You guys can see, look at this trend. Why would I start selling? Okay, anytime you fail is when you are selling during this. That's when you lose. Okay, and if you are selling, stop the bot and change it to only buys. Or look at your analysis again. So you guys can see, look at the curve here. Only 8% drawdown, right? Our absolute drawdown was $28. So that means the most that we got into the drawdown with our initial balance of $1,800 was $28, which is wonderful. So how I'm able to build accounts is just taking it week by week. Let's apply this to another pair, right? Look at NZD USD, right? So if you're gonna use it on a currency, look at the weekly, guys. Why would we be buying? Why would we buy when it's been selling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, right? Unless we're at a support area, which I think we are now, right? But before that, nothing should change. You like for the next 6, 7 weeks, you should just only be selling, making a lot of profit on NZD USD. Because think about it, right? In a grid system, let's just say, not to say that it doesn't buy at all during these periods, but let's just say we are in some drawdown. Now you have the confidence to hold that drawdown because you know that the weekly has been bearish overall. So at some point, even if you have to hold the trade for a couple of days, you know at some point your trades are going to close most likely, right? I hope this is making sense for you guys. Another one, all CAD, been selling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see here, like this week it gave you an indecision candle kind of. It kind of went up and down. Well, we know that, hey, it's been closing bearish for the last couple of weeks. So that's all we have to do. Sales only and hold our trades. GJ, another one, just apply your chart knowledge, right? If you want to use the bot on GJ, know that price came up to this resistance area and it got rejected. It got rejected. It's that simple. So at this area, you want to sell for the week. That's what people are doing. Selling, selling, selling. I'm going to continue to sell GJ. Selling GJ all week. And my favorite, one of my other favorites is USDJPY. So when I'm not using it on gold, I'm most likely using on USDJPY because it's smooth. USDJPY could sell a lot too, but right now I think it's pushing for highs. These are great opportunities where you could have bought only as well. So you can see sometimes it's either a buy month or a sell month, but if you take it week by week, it makes it a lot easier on you guys. We also got Euro odd here. So if you want to use Euro odd, you gotta see that, hey, it's been making lower lows consistently. The same knowledge that we know. And if you don't know, now you know. It's been making lower lows, right? So eventually we have to get this candlestick here where it keeps making lower lows. And I would have definitely sold this all week because at the end of the day, it's been making lower lows and giving you these big moves right here. It's been giving you these big moves where you can just sell for weeks, right? So Euro odd, man. US 30 for the weekly. I'm buying only. Look at this trend. It's a beautiful trend right here. Stocks is a little bit more, tricky, a little bit more risky, but you can still apply the same knowledge. Bullish engulfing, close a bullish engulfing. I think it's going to continue to reach new highs. So I'm buying only based off of what happened last week. That simple. There's no reason why you guys shouldn't be making money with the NEO EA every single day. We have weekly time frames, and most importantly, we have our news filter that you can filter the red news. Okay, and what I like to do with the news filter is I like to pause the bot probably an hour or 30 minutes before the news happens, and then I would have the settings to probably start the bot again with probably 2 to 4 hours. Okay, so 2 to 4 hours gives you enough time to see the impact of the news. Better safe than sorry, right? Because sometimes the news can get real crazy. And that's what happened this week with news. With this big red candle, news happened, and we did get an evening star, but then the news happened and it just made it go crazy to the downside. But we eventually did find support, right? But again, to avoid situations like that, you want to put your news filter on so that the bot is not trading, and then assess the situation. Or you can, if you guessed it right, sales only. Sales only, and then you make a lot of money. So as you guys can see, the NEO EA is still a beast and still a magnificent tool to use in the industry right now. If you had failure with grid systems in the past, it's most likely because you didn't have the insight that you have now. That's why I focus on strategies in my Discord so I can show you guys how to master this EA and be profitable with it consistently. This is the only way I'm able to build PAMs and do account management, things like that, because I understand what's going on with the pairs and I understand what type of tool I'm using and how to use that tool. It's like when we're trading the market, we're going into war and we have to bring out our best soldiers out, and NEO is definitely one of my best soldiers. And if you're a beginner at automated trading, I definitely suggest getting started with the NEO first. So if you want to get started with the NEO and learn more strategies on how to use the NEO, in my Discord, click the link in the description at thetradingcodes.net, and you guys are going to find my Telegram channel and all that. You guys are going to find results, live trading, and all the things that you guys need to know to make a decision. Also, make sure that you like and subscribe for more free educational chart knowledge. As always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.